What's up with y'all, man? How y'all doing? It's your boy, FLAh, man, trying to do the best I can to, survive in this day and age with the craziness that's going on in the country and everything else. I'm still here, trying to finish up this album, trying to do a few things. Been slacking on my weekly NFL picks, sports picks in general. I actually have done it a couple weeks, but for some reason it hasn't really been going straight to my Facebook and Twitter pages. If I don't link it manually, for some reason it doesn't automatically go. But if you actually go to YouTube and look through my archives, you'll see that I've actually done a couple. I'm going to go ahead and give a quick little catch up, let you guys know I've been doing pretty good. Life's been going pretty good. Been working a lot, working on the album. I got a pretty decent job right now, I've had a pretty decent job until I have it for the rest of my life, but it's been keeping me pretty busy. Going to school, still trying to finish up my another degree, and I don't know, just haven't really been making much time for a lot of personal stuff. My album, it'll be out by the end of the year, hopefully. I've actually rewritten it twice. At some point in time after the album drops, there will be an alternate version of the album that comes out where pretty much every single track that'll be on this album has an alternate version of it. 90%, 85% of all the songs will have an alternate version that's been written and recorded, and I'm just going to release it whenever I feel like it's time to release it. So you guys will have something to look out for there. Other than that, it's going by real good. I got done with it the first time, and my producer for this album, one of my producers, is part of the Basement Beats team out of Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You can tell I just woke up. Out of Pittsburgh, they've been doing some really good work for me, and it seemed like as soon as I got done with the first batch that they gave me, I started hearing some stuff that they were holding back. They weren't even going to let me use. They were trying to give it to other people, and I was like, no, I want it. So they had to give it up. So it's been, kind of a back and forth. Every time I think I'm done and ready to turn something into the damn truth, I don't. I hold on to it. So I don't know. I'm gonna get it out. I'm taking my time. I'm not gonna make any promises. I just know that it'll be out by the end of the year. I got a couple months, 2 months here to play with, and I'm gonna play with them wisely or unwisely. But I'm gonna use all the time I can. It won't be the last album that I do, but it may be the second to last album that I do. It's just time to move on. I got some other things I want to do in the music industry, and within the local scene and also in the national scene, and quite honestly in the international scene. I have a few prospects to do, some projects later on in life, but I'm not really going to talk about that right now. So that kind of catches you up with me and the music side of things and the life side of things. Everything's going real good. I'm just really taking my time this time. I see a lot of good music coming out. I see a lot of crappy music coming out by good people, and it's just time to make sure that I don't fall into the wrong category when this album comes out. So that's kind of really why I've been toying around the way I have been. Okay, it's Sunday, so the Gators already lost yesterday to Georgia, and that sucked. They just need to get rid of Will Muschamp. Will Muschamp is a defensive genius, but when you have to take him and thin him out, he's just no good. So all you Gator fans out there, I feel your frustrations, man. We got to get rid of them. We gotta let our top sorority chicks and the hottest faculty teachers that professors that we have at Florida, we need to send them all to John Gruden's house and be like, yo, man, it's time to come on back, bro. So that's kind of like where I'm at right now. I'm gonna start petitioning to at least try to get John Gruden down to Florida for a couple interviews. We got to do something because we've got way too much talent on that team to just be throwing it away like we have been for the last 3-4 years. I liken Will Muschamp to Ron Zook when he came in. You know, he did real good, did some good recruiting, but he never did anything with it. And it took Urban Meyer to do something with Ron Zook's talent to actually make anything worth anything. And we just need to go back to that. We got to do it again. I honest to God think Missouri's going to win the SEC. I don't see Alabama's not as tough as everybody thinks they are. Alabama's not playing anyone. They've got the weakest schedule ever of any number one team ever in the history of the game, and I just can't see Alabama really beating a team worth its salt. I'm a big Nick Saban hater, but that's just I don't see it possible. I think it's going to be Florida State and Missouri for the championship, and I think Florida State's going to beat Missouri for the championship. So that's my own personal opinion, and we'll see how that plays out. The Cardinals, the World Series, that sucked. And I think the main thing is a lot of people are getting on to Matheny, and maybe a little bit is worth it, and he merits some of it. He had no business pitching to, Ortiz in Game 4 or Game 5. Game 5 especially, and by the time they decided, if we just don't pitch to Poppy, we have a chance. It was already too late. They'd already figured out our hitters, how to keep, the Cardinals at the plate, not producing anything. They'd already figured it all out. So, by the time Matheny finally initiated what he should have did 2 games earlier, it was already too late for us. And that's the reason we lost. They lost 2 games in St. Louis, and they should have only lost 1. So, there's that. We'll see what happens with them next year. I don't know. Right now, for next year's baseball season, I'm going to keep an eye on the Baltimore Orioles in the East, in the American League East. They're going to look pretty decent next year. They've been looking better and better every year. The Yankees will probably retool a little bit, but I don't think that anybody can really say that outside of Toronto, Baltimore should be holding it down for the American League next year. I think it's going to be it's going to be pretty interesting to sit back and pat myself on the back when that happens. I think, you're probably looking at somebody like Washington or St. Louis right now to come out of the National League, but right now I'm looking at Baltimore. So that's just something we'll talk about it more and more as the year goes on. All right, Week 9. Let's go ahead and get through some of these NFL things real quick. I'm going to go ahead and take the Redskins over the Chargers. I know the Chargers have been playing pretty good. They got Danny Woodhead back there, and, anytime you can get a good utility player from the Patriots, I'm saying, you're doing a good job. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Redskins over the Chargers. I just think that Griffin's doing a halfway decent job, and, we're going to go with that. I got the Titans over the Rams. That's all I'm going to say about that. Give me the Saints over the Jets. Everybody's talking a lot about this Chiefs and Bills game, but give me the Chiefs over the Bills. There's no way. I don't see it. The Chiefs are really that good, and all they needed was a halfway decent quarterback. They got Alex Smith, who's got a huge chip on his shoulder, and he's proven it every game. So you're not going to stop the Chiefs anytime soon. Cowboys over the Vikings. The Vikings are a wreck. Falcons and Panthers. I'm actually going to go with the Panthers. They kind of got a little swagger right now. And I think Atlanta's just falling apart. They made a dumb decision with the running back core over the offseason, and I think that's really shot them in the foot and will continue to shoot them in the foot for the rest of the year. Give me the Seahawks over the Bucks. That's pretty much simple. Sorry, Moose. I hate to do that to you, the Bucks just, I don't know. They shouldn't have got rid of their quarterback. And when they did that, they just lost the rest of their year as far as I'm concerned. My crazy pick of the week is going to be the Raiders over the Eagles. The Raiders are actually looking good with Terrell Pryor. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how all of a sudden he's decided to learn how to play football. But he can lead that team pretty good, and I'm enjoying watching that play. So I'm going to have to go with that. Obviously, the Patriots over the Steelers. I don't think that's even going to be a game. Ben Roethlisberger is still Ben Roethlisberger, but, We're playing in New England, and we're not going to lose to the Steelers. I'm going to take the Browns over the Ravens. Brandon Whedon's been playing halfway decent this year. And the Ravens, anytime you're a Super Bowl team, it's hard for me to pick you to have a good year the next year unless you've retooled or not tooled too much with your formula. And they didn't either. They tooled too much with their formula. They got rid of too many people, and they didn't really retool properly. And the Browns are halfway decent. So I'm going to give it to Brandon Whedon today, and that's how I'm going to go. The Texans and the Colts, I got to go with the Colts. The Texans is another team, kind of like the Falcons. They didn't tinker enough, and what they tinkered with, they broke. And I think that's just going to become apparent throughout the rest of the year. And the Colts, Andrew Luck is, Andrew Luck. That's all I can say. Right now, the Colts are looking good. They look like a playoff team, and that's probably where they're headed. Give me the Bears over the Packers. Everybody's on, Cutler's rear end these days, but, his numbers aren't that much worse than Aaron Rodgers or better than Aaron, however you want to say it. I think they're pretty much evenly matched teams right now. Even though they're playing in Green Bay, I could see Chicago going up there and making a little bit of noise today. So give me the Bears over the Packers. Thursday's game, I actually took the Bengals over the Dolphins. I didn't think the Dolphins, because of all their internal problems these days, I didn't really see them doing anything. So even though I wasn't here to, let you guys know, I did lose that game already because I did choose the, Bengals over the Dolphins. I didn't see that coming. So that's my Week 9 picks, along with, a little bit of sports here and there. Getting ready to get into the NCAA basketball season where, right now I think Kentucky is highly overrated. I think Calipari is a cancer to the college sports and the college ideal, amateur sports. And I think that Mike Krzyzewski is going to have a lot to say and is going to have a big chip on his team's shoulder for most of the year. And I'm going to be interested to see how Duke handles themselves in the beginning of the year. Obviously, I'm going to be keeping a big eye on the Gators this year. They're going to be really, really good. They've lost a lot, but there's something about the way that Billy gets it done that you can't. You just know that they're going to be all right. So the Gators will be a Final Four team, but I think this is going to be another Duke year. Unfortunately, I don't think Kentucky is going to be worth anything talking about, and I think that Duke is just going to keep a chip on their shoulder to the point that nobody can even run with them. So we'll see what goes on. But let's go ahead and watch some football, fellas, ladies. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of the week. God bless you. Certainly you're going to start hearing a lot more political talk. I know a lot of people get really annoyed by some of the things that I say politically on my Facebook page, but you ain't heard nothing yet. I'm actually going to stop writing and start just showing you videos so you can actually see the emotion and the ideals being presented to you like a person talking to you instead of you having to read and pick apart words like so many of you wonderful libtards like to do. So look out for that. It's going to be coming soon, especially getting into 2014, getting into the different congressional races and local races. I'm going to have a lot of things to say. There's a lot of things going on in Virginia right now. Cuccinelli. Anyway, we'll get into that later. But vote for King Cuccinelli out there in Virginia. And, you got my thumbs up. What those Democrats are trying to do up there is just absolutely ridiculous and insane. And anybody who has a little bit of common sense and takes the time to not turn on the TV to get your information, but actually use your brain and use 2 + 2 and come up with 4. Those are the type of people that I'm really looking to speak to. The people that can't put 2 + 2 together and come up with 4. I don't have time for you. You're just a sheep, and there's nothing I can do for you. But those that have common sense and just need a little bit more intelligence or a little bit of a nudge in a certain direction to look for information on their own, I'm going to be here for you. I'm not just a sports guy. I'm not just a music guy. There's a lot to me. And as these weeks and months and years go on, you're going to see that a lot more as I start to phase out of the music industry and into probably the political industry. So I don't know. You guys have a good day. God bless. Anybody out there that knows me and knows where I live and stuff, you know, it's about to about to be watching a lot of football. I'm gonna make some tacos today. We're just gonna be sitting back kicking it all day. So holla at your boy. Hit me up. Hit me on Facebook, Twitter, FLAh in both directions. And you guys know how to holla at your boy. So you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for paying attention to me for a few minutes here, and enjoy the rest of your day, please. 100.